Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to you at last. I am Stylosa and Mercy is nerfed on the live servers. Now, before you guys go crazy like, Sty, what the hell? Why the hell has Mercy been nerfed? What is going on? Mercy, Mercy, Mercy. What has actually happened here is they have pushed the recent PTR version of Mercy to live. They've also done some stuff to Lucio, but I'll explain that a little bit later on in the video because we need to stick onto Mercy because we need to understand what the hell is going on with Mercy. So, this is what they've done. Mercy, Guardian Angel, players can now glide past a targeted ally using the jump key. Cooldown no longer resets when Resurrect is active. Right, so let's just focus on Guardian Angel to begin with. What this means is, if you guys remember the PTR video I made, Mercy, you can slingshot now like a Widowmaker grappling hook, right? That is exactly what this is like. So you target somebody with Guardian Angel, you initiate Guardian Angel, and then you press spacebar, and you will just carry on that trajectory. You'll lose your target and just keep flying forward. Now, this means Mercy is way more survivable and has way more mobility than she did before. However, to kind of counter, like almost counter this a little bit, it's not a hard counter to that, or it doesn't really reduce her survivability that much, but when you use Resurrect, cooldown is no longer reset. So that means you can't Guardian Angel in, res somebody, Guardian Angel away. Like, now you Guardian Angel in, and you're in, unless you're doing some sort of Guardian Angel in, spacebar, disconnect it, sort of drive-by res, which I think could be a possibility, and that actually could be quite cool. So that's the change to Guardian Angel. Next up, we've got Valkyrie, and this is the big one. This is the change to Resurrect. Now, this is what they've done to Valkyrie. No longer resets or reduces Resurrection's cooldown. So I'll read that again. No longer resets or reduces Resurrection's cooldown. Developer comments. Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? So we'll read this. Valkyrie no longer resets or reduces Resurrect's cooldown. Instead, it now provides an extra charge, allowing you to revive an ally even if it is still on cooldown. If the bonus charge hasn't been spent when Valkyrie ends, it will be removed. This method makes Resurrect more flexible when used with Valkyrie. For example, in the past, if you wanted to resurrect two teammates, you had to revive the first target, then activate Valkyrie, causing Resurrect's cooldown to reset, and then revive the other target. With this change, you can now activate Valkyrie and fly in to quickly resurrect both targets instantly. However, this still reduces the overall number of resurrects that Mercy can provide, since Valkyrie no longer reduces its cooldown. Okay, so what we've got now is Mercy, who can resurrect every 30 seconds. However, if she uses Valkyrie, she can have 2 resurrects available. The difference is, right, compared to the older Valkyrie that we're used to, that used to be on live, is you could use Valkyrie, which then reset your res, and then you could res again straight away, and then it was only a 10-second cooldown for the next res. That meant you could pretty much res 3 targets in a fight, which is really powerful. I mean, you can't do that anymore. You can res 2 targets, which I still think is great. Like, I still think, like, the thing is with this, guys, right? I still think Mercy is in a powerful place. She's in a good place for the hero. Like, she's very usable, and I don't think this is going to negatively impact Mercy too much. So I don't want you guys out there to be like, oh my god, they have wrecked Mercy. Like, she's totally different. She's not. The critical thing here is you still have a bonus resurrect when you use Valkyrie. Now, remember when I was talking about in the video when they first put these changes up onto the PTR? Actually, sorry, it wasn't even these changes. It was the changes before this where Valkyrie didn't actually give you the bonus charge on Resurrect. So that version of Mercy could res, and then if you use Valkyrie, it didn't reset res, and res was still on a 30-second cooldown. So it felt really crap. It felt like there was no flow because Mercy had this really nice and really engaging flow where she resed, popped Valkyrie, flew in, resed again. It felt really cool. But then 10 seconds later, she could res again. Now she can't, but she still has this feeling now of, I'm going to activate Valkyrie, then I can res, bang, bang, double res, and then I can do Mercy things and start using, I don't know, my fancy healing beams and all of that good stuff. So I think she's still in a good place, guys. However, if they didn't give her the additional charge on the res, she would have been terrible. If they'd left her how she was, where she was just like able to res, use Valkyrie, and Valkyrie does nothing to res, and res is just on a 30-second cooldown, she would have been pretty bad, right? I still think she would have been okay in terms of the meta and in terms of the game, but to play, she felt really bad. So this is better. I really like this, and I think Mercy is going to go into like an interesting space now. But this is going to be something we're going to have to monitor. Like, the more games we play with this Mercy, we'll be able to work out what's going on. But I think this is good, guys. I don't think this is like horrifically bad. So don't be like, oh my god, they've nerfed us and it's so bad. She is nerfed, right? She cannot no longer triple res. She can only get the 2 reses in, which obviously is not as good as 3, right? But that's kind of all it is, and it's a slight change in playstyle. So I don't think this is that bad. I think this actually is a pretty good change. The next thing we've got is Lucio. Now, this on paper sounds completely ridiculous. Wall ride, the speed boost that Lucio receives after completing a wall ride has been increased by 65%. If you read that without the context, you're like, holy mother of God, Lucio is now 65% faster when he disconnects from a wall? He's not, though, because the developer comments say this: a recent bug fix slowed Lucio's wall ride. This change compensates for the reduced speed. Now, with Lucio, there was a... if you could input commands, like jump commands, into Lucio rapidly, when you were disconnecting from walls, you could gain a mini sort of boost because of the way the game is, the way the game engine works. Like, it's a bit hard to explain, really, but what they did is they got rid of that. But by getting rid of that, it meant that Lucio was really, really slow. So what they've done is just ramped up his speed. So he just kind of feels the same as he did before, but it's actually easier now to get the additional speed boosts when you disconnect from walls, because you can do it more reliably without having to, like, spam the command. So, guys, let me know what you think about this, especially the Mercy changes. You know, I cover Mercy quite a lot. She has been nerfed. This is a nerf, but I don't think this is like the end of Mercy, and she is definitely still better than the Mercy we had, which just would come in and get like a 6-man entire team res, and she actually promoted like your team dying. Like, when she's a healer, she's supposed to keep them alive. Now I think she's still going to be interesting, but we are going to need to test it. You guys know I'm not a Mercy main, though, so if you are a Mercy main, let me know in the comments below what you think about this. I cannot wait to read them. All right, guys, I've been Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, well, then like the video, subscribe to the channel. You can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and I will catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.